Welcome back. Welcome back. The world's gone crazy and I can't stop making train videos. What can you do? Class 20 introduction. So I've turned it down quite a bit, this one, because there's a lot of commentary. Not from me, from the guy in the game, yeah? Nothing wrong with listening to my voice. But yes, Class 20, I really do like this engine. I never even realised this was available on DLC, so I quite literally stumbled upon it the other night. It's a long video, so if you want to watch this one, then go and grab yourself a cup of tea or whatever your poison is. Yeah. This is a good one. This is a good one. Again, because this is quite a late DLC on the first game's lifespan, it's got some fantastic audio. Really quite amazing audio. And it's not really the bog standard introduction, this one. It's quite interesting. I think you've got to do some hopper work. And I think you've got to do a run around as well, so you've got to uncouple and couple up and all that kind of stuff. Good stuff. So we're just trying to work out the layout of everything else. You're told what to do, so it's all straightforward as per usual. But I do hope everybody is okay. Welcoming you back to the game room. Come on. We're about to get moving, I think. Yep. Get that window open. Get those diesel fumes in.
Reduce the power and allow the
now, model-wise, because I always like to talk about the model trains, model railways. Lima, I remember the Lima model of this, and it was really quite impressive. It was probably the most decent Lima model from back in the day you could get. I remember it had quite a different drive mechanism on it, so I did have a couple of them. I must admit, I do like it in this kind of rail freight livery with the kind of red pinstriping. I like that. I mean, they seldom looked in good condition, did they really? They're always quite rough. And not being a complete expert on the subject, I never quite realised why the Class 20s were always running pairs. Not sure why that was, to be honest with you. And I'm not entirely sure if you get to do that on any of the journeys in this. Here we go. Get underneath the hopper. Obviously you've got no slow speed control like you have on the Class 66, I believe. So it's all old school, this one. There you go, so it gives you an indication of what each hopper is doing. This is quite easy to get wrong, I found, on the Class 66. You only want to go slightly over the speed limit or the required speed, and you'll start missing the last sort of 5-10% of each hopper, and you'll just have to go back. But yeah, I did like that Lima model. I don't know if you can still get it. I mean, I've been looking at some engines on eBay. Quite surprised at the prices. I think that Class 20 Lima, you can probably pick it up for about £40-50, a good one. The one I previously had was really quite nice. It was quite really well weathered. I used to love doing that side of the hobby. I used to love doing all the scenery and weathering the trains and everything else. So I had a sort of combination of different methods for the weathering, like used to use like a variety of pastels, but also had an airbrush as well. So that side of it, that kind of crafty side of the hobby, I really liked that. So we bunged our head out of the window. I felt this was necessary because you can't really see a lot out of that side window. It's kind of a little bit aggravating. We've got the big massive BR logo on this one. I haven't yet tried any, I've only done this. I've only done the introduction. Another reason why I've not really dived into number 2 yet, Train Sim World 2, it is because I want to do so much of this, and I'm quite close to some achievements, but also I will not be able to spare the space on the hard drive to install that, and I really do want to wait. There are a couple of titles that I just simply want to wait until I get my Xbox One Series X, but when that will be, I've no idea. I mean, excuse me, I've heard rumours that it's going to be maybe the summer by the time you'll start to see stock again. And the thing is, if they're going to be insistent on just, this kind of trickle down approach, just releasing a few units, it's more than likely that I won't get one. I simply will not get one this year. They're not going to release the console properly and stop pissing around with these limited numbers. I just simply don't understand it. I'm not going to go through that process again of trying to... Oh, let's decouple.
Using the adjacent track,
I'm sure it's not that easy in real life.
So it can be coupled to the other end.
I also like the way the guy goes up the stairs. You've got the movement of the stairs on this one. But yeah, as I was saying about the Series X, I'm not going to go through that whole online stress again of trying to secure one. I've accepted that it's going to be a long time before I can probably get one. If they're definitely available online somewhere, then I'll do it. Or maybe, one day your average supermarket might begin to hold them and I'll just walk in and buy it. But I'm not going through all that aggravation. That was possibly the lowest point gaming wise that I've ever had trying to secure that pre-order. Bloody crazy stuff. And it's called progress. Interestingly though, my son sent me a picture. He was downtown and in the shop window of CEX there was, believe it or not, a PlayStation 5, and get this, it was priced up in the window at £780. £780. The shocking thing there is not so much that price, but some complete idiot went in there and traded that in, and that person would have got any amount of money they wanted all day. I mean, I dread to think what CEX offered that as a trade-in. They probably gave the person £350, £400 if you're lucky. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Here we go. You've got to do this all manually. It's not done for you in this one. Now you can, as far as I know, you can do this from the track map screen, but I don't know, more interesting to get out and do it by hand, I suppose. So back out we go. Come on. But I really must try to do some of the journey challenges on this. I really must. What's been happening in life in general? Lots of stressy times in the workplace because we are going through a move. That's organised chaos at the moment. So we're moving site. Talking of moving, my daughter and her husband, they moved house just the other day. Again, that was organised chaos. Especially with the grandkids, they were getting bored and everything else. Madness, absolute madness. Here we go then, so we're going to do our run around. I like the way the two driving positions are on this. So you've got the position that I'm in now, obviously I'm looking backwards, but over there, there's a completely independent driving position. I do like that idea. There we go then, we're going to have to get out and do that switch again, just to line things up properly. I've only got one more engine now. DLC wise, I can't think of what class it is. I really can't, but it's really grubby BR Blue, this one. I wish they had done more with the livery options on Train Sim World 1, and I don't mean the customization. That's something that, to be honest with you, I don't really care for. I'm never going to use it. But you know, if you could have a choice of possibly BR Green on some engines and BR Blue, then they could be weathered, or they could be, you know, in standard kind of factory condition. A few more little choices like that would have gone amiss. But value-wise, I mean, I've had every penny's value out of this game. I really have, and as I've said before, I've still not touched the American and European stuff on this. Whether I will do or not, I don't know. I'd like to. I'd definitely like to. So let's go and change this point. Here we go. Got quite an imposing look, this engine. Just reminds me of an elongated 08 shunter. So I imagine they paired them up just for power reasons, I suppose. Be interesting to find out what the origins of this engine were. You know, what it was kind of envisaged as doing. You know, it was obviously some kind of mid-range power mainline diesel that could also work on sort of lighter duties, I suppose. So we've got the hang of this. We know what we're doing. Again, head back outside. Can't see a damn thing out of that window. Again, because I've not done any journeys or any timetable in this, not quite sure how responsive this one's going to be with like a full loaded train. I mean, they must some of the journeys must be the two Class 20s together, like double-headed. It must be, surely. I think even in the photo on the DLC, they've got a double-headed train, so they must do at some point. I'm getting it though. I mean, I'm nearly going to get an achievement for the Great Western, doing all the journeys. I made the mistake when I first started to play. I was just sticking to the timetables. I didn't really dig into the journeys, and the journeys are a lot more interesting, a little bit more structured, and a bit more variety there as well. Here we go. Bit clean, this engine, it really is. I need to go back to SnowRunner as well. That's another game I absolutely love. Here we go, take it easy. Should be fine. I always find anything between 2 and 3 miles an hour seems to be adequate when coupling up. There we go. Nice and clean. All done.
Good work. That concludes all the basics of this train. More details on the controls.
I think that should be us. You guys take care of yourselves then. That was a long one. And I'll no doubt I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Nail some sense into 'em!